Welcome to a month in my reading life. Good morning. It is the 6th of April, and that means that because I divided my physical books into 6 days, I'm going to be finishing 2 physical books today. That is The Secret Life of Bees, which I have about 50-ish pages left, and I'm going to be finishing the Book of Cold Cases. And I do not have very many pages at all last night because I read extra. I also finally read some of Night Angel yesterday. I got to chapter 5. I really like this so far. It caught me from the very beginning. So I am excited about this. And we're going to keep going. I'm going to try to do 5 pages again today. What is today? Wednesday. Okay, on Friday, I'm going to be starting my next Wheel of Time book, The Fires of Heaven. I'm going to be reading this with Andrew from Get Right On In. We have read all of the books except book number 1 together, and so we're just continuing on. So we're waiting until Friday to actually start that one, but we will be starting it on Friday. So what else? I think that's actually it for right now as far as reading goes. My day today. On Wednesdays, I have Bible study in the morning. And so I'm actually trying to get as much of this done as possible before I have to go to Bible study. And then I have all afternoon to get my work done before date night tonight. My husband and I do date night. It used to be every Thursday night. We recently just moved it to Wednesdays. So we're going to do that tonight. And then around midnight or so, my in-laws will be arriving. They have a long drive, and so they're not going to get here till midnight or 1 a.m. And we have to go get them to bring them on base because they don't have access to the base. So I'm going to be staying up late, which means I'm going to be doing more audiobook reading. And maybe I'll get to that puzzle sometime today. I still haven't even started on it. It's just sitting on my desk. So when I start, I will definitely get some clips of it because I think it's going to be a very cool puzzle. Okay. I think that's all. I'm going to go read my short story. I'm going to go to my Bible study, which definitely will be audiobook listening on the way there and on the way back. And that's it. I'm going to finish some books today. Well, I finished them. I finished The Secret Life of Bees, and I finished the Book of Cold Cases. Oh my goodness. Okay. I don't even know where to start. Okay, I'm going to start with this one. This started out really, really good. Probably all the way to the last just 30%, 25% or whatever. It just feels like the case got solved really early, I figured it out really early, and the whole last part of it was just kind of fluff where, I kept expecting there to be a big giant twist, and I kept waiting and waiting. And there were some twists in here, but not the big thing that I was waiting for. Anyway, I liked it. I'm giving it 4 stars. It was really good. We follow Shay, who has a blog called The Book of Cold Cases, where she writes about cold cases. She doesn't solve them, but she just writes articles about cold cases. There is a cold case in her city that isn't solved, and she writes an article about it, and then ends up getting to interview the woman who was convicted but acquitted of the murders, and things go from there. Really good, really good. Okay. Oh, also, this is for Leslie's Wine and Crime book club on her Discord. I noticed the other day I tried to invite people, and I don't have an invite link. You can't invite from her Discord, or I can't. So I'm going to link to her channel, and then I think from her channel you can get to her Discord. So we're going to be discussing this. She's going to be discussing this on her channel, I think on a live stream, but we're all talking about it in the Discord, so go there and discuss it. And then every month there'll be another book in that book club. Okay, the second book, The Secret Life of Bees. This is my birthday read for Kate from the Literary Apothecary. This story, let me make sure I have her name right. Her name is Lily, and she is a teenager in this book. And she runs away, not alone, and things happen. She runs away. It has to do with this picture. on the cover of on this honey jar. So that's what I'll tell you. She does learn a lot about beekeeping. It's mostly what I would call, it's definitely historical fiction. It's set in the 60s specifically. They talk about 1964. Oh, apparently this takes place only in 1964. I wasn't sure how far into the future we would go, but it's in South Carolina. In 1964, President Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act. And so what kind of spurs this book on is that one of the people that Lily knows is going to register to vote, and things happen as she's going to try to register to vote. So 1964, Bees, the best ensemble cast that I've read about in a really long time. So I have to go. We are going to run and take our kids to their youth group tonight. We're going to go to date night. I'll pop up some pictures around here. I am going to go ahead and start the next book that I'm reading physically. And I'm reading it actually on ebook, but I'm reading 7 Spanish Angels. This is Stephen Graham Jones, and my middle son picked this for his pick. And then on Kindle Unlimited, I'm reading Crazy Little Fling by Isla Olsen. So those are my 2 books that I am going to be reading, not on audio, for the next 6 days. But I'm going to go ahead and get a jump start on one of them while we're out tonight, probably, because I'll just I'll just probably read it on my phone, and we'll see from there. So that is what is going on. I'm still reading H is for Hawk on audio, and I'm going to do my best to finish it tomorrow. But what I forgot also is that I'm currently reading Wish, which is an ARC I got from NetGalley. It's a middle grade book, and I have it on my Kindle, and I almost finished it last month, and I guess March ended, and I was like, well, I'm done with that book when I'm not. So I'm definitely going to work on that. I'll probably finish that tonight just so I can get it done on NetGalley, because I don't like leaving them up there for a long time, especially when I'm close to being done with them. So that's the plan. I will check back later, maybe tomorrow, but possibly later tonight, because I have to wait a while for my in-laws to arrive. So I'm going to be staying up late tonight. So I'll probably check back in later tonight. Okay, let's ignore how tired I look. It is 11:52 p.m. My in-laws will be here in still about 2 hours, and I'm planning to stay awake and read some more, but it's really going to depend on what I'm reading. I just finished H is for Hawk, which is the nonfiction book that I picked for the NPR Around the World book, and I talked about it a little bit because I just started it last night. But because I didn't have a lot to do this evening other than read, my kids were gone, and so my husband was playing a video game, and I just sat on the couch and read. So I finished it like 5 minutes ago. I just finished it. I sat down here, I updated my Goodreads, and I wanted to get all that done before midnight since I finished the book before midnight. So I'm going to talk about the book for a second, and then I've got all the next audiobooks out here, and we're just going to randomly pick a number, or my phone will, and that'll be the next one that I'll read. And then tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but when I finish whatever book we're picking tonight, then I'm going to let the little dog, Skeeter, I almost called her a puppy, but she's 7 years old, but I'm going to let her pick the next book after that. So here is what I thought about H is for Hawk. This woman, Helen McDonald, had grief to deal with. Her father passed away unexpectedly. I made sure that this was all in the description on Goodreads so that I'm not giving away any spoilers. But to handle her grief, she didn't really know what to do. She felt lost. She didn't have a job. She didn't really have a place to stay. And so she just felt completely disconnected from everything. And she has had experience as a falconer in her life. When she was like 6, she became obsessed with hawks and falcons and all that kind of stuff, all birds of prey. And so she decided she needed to get a hawk, and not just any hawk. I think it's called a ghost hawk. I don't know exactly how to say it. I saw the way it was written, and it looks like it says ghost hawk, but I think it's more like a ghost hawk. or something. Anyway, she also, one really cool thing that I like about it is we're talking about her training the hawk and kind of working her way through the grief with her dad. At the same time, she paralleled T.H. White's life. He wrote the Arthur books, like the Once and Future King and the Sword in the Stone. I don't know that it's called The Sword in the Stone, but that's the one that Disney bought, was based off of his book. And then the Once and Future King came after that, was like his sequel. So anyway, he wrote those books. And he also had one of these hawks, and he actually took a diary kind of thing of how he was trying to train this hawk. And he didn't really have any experience with them or what to go off of to really train them. So he would get a little bit of information from this person and a little bit from here, and he just did a really bad job. And at the same time, he was dealing with things in his personal life and all that kind of stuff. So she does a really good job of pulling together the stuff she's dealing with and training the hawk and T.H. White's life. So if you're a T.H. White fan, I would definitely recommend this book. I think that you would really enjoy it and learn a lot more stuff about his life and about his writing. I enjoyed it. It's not going to be the thing that I pick. I'm never going to pick, number one, I'm never going to pick birds about books. Books about birds. I am so tired. I'm not going to pick that as my thing to read. But also the other thing is I don't pick a ton of nonfiction on my own. I read nonfiction mostly because of NPR, but it's not what I choose to read. So what's next? I'm going to try to move the camera around here because I have them all down here and I want you guys to be able to see them as I use my phone to ask what we're reading next. Okay, I can't set everything up exactly like I do when I film top down just because, did I mention already that it's midnight and I don't feel like doing that? So I'm going to be counting these books from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I'm going to ask my phone to pick a number 1 to 14 and we'll see. Well, it's still pulled up. H is for Hawk. Let's see what we get. Pick a number 1 to 14.
It's 7.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I thought you said this would work. Okay, so I don't even know anything about this book. And it doesn't fulfill any prompts either. And neither did H's for Hawk, except it was just one of my NPR books. So I am going to get this probably from the library. I think that's where I have it. And that's what I'm going to read next. And then when I'm finished with that, Skeeter's up next to pick a book. So anyway, I'm definitely not checking in the rest of the night. I'm going to read this a little bit. I'm probably not going to read much of it. And then, unless it's just super good and it grasps me, that's a hard word to say, grabs me from the very beginning, then I might read more of it. But otherwise, I'm going to read just a little bit. Hopefully the in-laws will be here soon. And then I can go to bed. Y'all, I think each day I'm progressively getting more tired every morning when I wake up. Anyway, the in-laws didn't get here until 2 a.m. And so by the time we got them here and got everything unloaded and got up to bed, it was around 3 o'clock. So I didn't go to sleep until about 3:30, and it is 8:15 right now. So I'm just going to give you stats about what I read yesterday. I spent all evening reading on audio. So there's a lot of audio numbers, but that's how I was keeping myself awake until 2 o'clock in the morning to go pick them up. My husband just went to sleep and then woke up and went and picked them up. And I'm thinking that's probably what I should have done. But I got a lot of reading done. Okay, yesterday I only read 99 physical pages. But I listened to 14 hours and 20 minutes of audio. Now, I listen to it at 2 times speed always. And some of that I listened at 2.5 because if I have the physical book with me, I can speed it up because I'm also reading it and listening at the same time. So it was not 7 hours and 10 minutes just of audio, but it was probably about 5 hours of audio around the whole day. So that brings our total to 726 pages and 43 hours and 31 minutes of audio. So thank you for following my really long day, and I will see you tomorrow in the next video. Bye.